Hello lovely, welcome to my channel. Today I show you how to make this yummy, soft and fluffy milky bread. Okay, your bread seller is going to really miss you after making this. You will make it so many times, you will not get tired. Let's get into it. So to your lukewarm water, you are going to add your yeast, 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, okay, and I'm going to mix this very well and cover it for it to foam up or proof. This helps us to know if the yeast is active or good enough to use. After about 5 minutes, my yeast has foamed up nicely. I'm going to go ahead and pour this into my mixing bowl, and then I'll be adding the rest of the sugar, my bread flour. You can use all-purpose flour if that's what you have, and some milk powder, nutmeg and salt. If you do not have milk powder, you can use lukewarm milk to proof your yeast instead of using the water. Also, all the ingredients and their measurements are going to be in the description box below, so feel free to check that as well. You can knead this dough by hand. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes by hand, but I'm using the machine, so I kneaded this for about 8 minutes, and then I added my margarine and then continued kneading it for about 5 minutes. Okay, so I kneaded it until the dough started to clean up after itself. There was no need for me to use my spatula to clean up the bowl. The dough was just picking up itself. That's when you know it's ready. Also, when you poke it, it bounces back at you. That's also another way of knowing it is ready. The last and final way of knowing if it's ready is if you stretch it and then it does not easily tear. Then you know you've kneaded your dough very well. I'm going to take off the hook and then we continue. Like I said earlier, when you stretch the dough, it doesn't tear easily. Look at how beautiful this is. So you're just going to oil the bowl you are using and then make your dough into a ball and then use some plastic wrap to cover it with a neat napkin, okay, so that it can double in size in a warm place. If you do not have plastic wrap, you can just use your napkin. Just make sure it's neat enough and cover it. Put it in a warm place, and depending on how warm where you are is, it should rise within 30 minutes to 1 hour. But if it takes longer than that, maybe the temperature of where you are is not that high, okay, so do not worry about that. Just be patient. Once my dough doubles in size, I'm going to grease my baking tin with some oil. You can also use oil and flour if your baking tin is not a non-stick one. Then I'm dividing my dough into 3 equal pieces, and then we'll proceed. So I'm going to go ahead and then make a little log with one piece to show you how I'm doing this. I'll use my rolling pin to roll it flat, but I'll make sure that the width of the dough is the same as the width of my baking pan, okay? So once the rolling pin has done its job, you just want to set it aside and then roll the dough to itself, tucking it in tightly so that it doesn't open up when it's baking, okay? You can also seal the end of it as well. Then you put it in your baking tin, finish up with the rest, and then we continue. So if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel and you're still here, my darling, subscribe to our family. Let's grow this together and give this video a like as well. Thank you so much. I love you. Mwah. So our dough is done. I'm going to grease it with some oil. I'm greasing the dough with some oil because I'm going to leave it to rise one more time, okay? we want the flavors to wake up in this bread, so we are going to be very patient and let it rise. Okay, like I said earlier, depending on the temperature of where you are, it should take about 1 hour to 2 hours. So once it was done, I broke one egg and then I brushed the top of the bread with it, and I baked this in a preheated oven for about 30 minutes. Okay, so once it was done, look at how beautiful the bread is looking. It's golden brown like I like it. Very nice. And let it cool down completely. Take it out of the baking pan and let it cool down completely. You can also brush the top of the bread with margarine like I'm doing. This helps the crust to remain soft. Okay, wow, how beautiful this bread is. Yes, and it's also delicious. Okay, I'm just showing you how soft and fluffy this bread is. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this recipe, and I'll be glad to read all your nice comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, my darling, subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, join this growing family, and I will see you in my next video. God bless you all. Bye.